Greetings, friends. It's a new week. It's a Saturday night, and I'm once again watching Ben Jordan and Bill Hurd on their weekly podcast. In my hand, I have an old data book. Old data book from 1995. And in the old data book, I found some printout of what would invariably would be CPL, CUPL, couple. The program I used to program pals and gals back in the late 1980s, early 1990s. If one opens up the data sheet, one opened up on the data sheet for 20v8. 20v8. I generally in the day use 16v8s, but 20v8 was also available in the day. I, back in the late 1980s, remember the joy that people who were doing logistics had when they suddenly realized that all 16v8s, 16R8, 16L8 can be programmed into one 16v8 generic. Over the years, this book has totally gone out of. Nothing in this book is valid. Lattice is no longer making any CPLDs. PALs. The only one who makes PALs these days is Microchip. And the only reason Microchip make the PALs is because Microchip have both Microchip and Atmel had an attitude of never end of life. Not because they're selling that much, not because it's used that much, but Microchip does not end of life their chips. One can buy Microchip chips dating back to the early 1980s. Okay. In 1985, I began studying electronics. My first job as an intern was at a company in Stratham Park in South Africa called Technetics. Technetics was into data communications at the time, and the board I worked on at Technetics was a very old school board based on Z80 using CPM, and its speed was derived by using Z80 DMAs, something going back just on 30 years back. Okay. My advice to anyone today is not to use a CPLD for the very simple reason that you only have one manufacturer, and the only reason he's manufacturing them is because not to do as public service, not to do end of life. Do not use PLD chips unless you have a specific reason to use them. In my hand now you see that's turn it the right way up, is my Universal Programmer from the day. Universal Programmer for the day, going back 25 years, I used Universal Programmer made by a company called Sunshine Electronics. They went out of business in the middle of the 1990s. At one point in time, I had a PC which was just used for this programming. It had an old AT bus. I needed an old AT bus to 8-bit AT bus, and that's what I used to program this. I used the programmer sometimes during the years of Intel up until 2008. It was something that I used. At the moment now, I've got no ways of programming CPLD chips. Okay. I came across a very interesting use for a CPLD chip. One of the companies that I worked at had a very high power FET bridge, and the FET bridge, in order to stop the bridge having both the high side FET and the low side FET open at once, they used a PLD, I think probably a 16 V8, where no matter what logic came out of the micro, there was no ways of opening both FETs, high side and low side, at the same time. If I remember correctly, the company used the same PLD to create dead time between the switching. It was an interesting way of using a PLD. I today don't advise anyone to use a PLD, because you are stuck into the fact that microchip are not going to end of life the device. Thank you for your time. I want to wish all my friends a good week. Thank you for watching.